taken a little bit of time, but I do feel like I'm finally getting back on track after readathon. Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video I'm going to be talking about everything that I have read in the last week. And I'll note here quick, I might go back to either monthly or maybe bi-weekly. I'll kind of see updates. Probably not going to keep doing them weekly just because I might be slowing down here a little bit soon, but we'll kind of see, kind of play it by ear with if I have enough stuff to do on, or if I'm going to do it every other week or something like that. We'll see. But usually after doing a readathon, I tend to be like a little bit slower with getting into stuff, and I feel like I honestly have gone through a pretty good pace so far. So hopefully we'll keep it up for this month, because there's a lot of other things I wanted to get to still, and I'm planning to get to. So what did I read in the last week? So first off, we have Dreamer's Throne by Seth Ring. This was a review copy. And this one is one that I was not sure how I was going to feel at it. It is a lit RPG, which they tend to be pretty hit or miss for me. And this is one where the lit RPG elements were like really strong. It felt like more RPG than lit to me, I guess, here with the setup. The world in general sounded interesting. Like, it sounds like it's some of these things were like, as a game, I could see this sounding interesting, but as a book, I don't know that it was for me. So this one didn't really work out for me. But I think that if you're interested in the much more RPG side, the game like kind of thing, with it, that's definitely one to check out, because what it was setting up in those game elements were really interesting. I'm very, very hit or miss for that. I'm not so much in the audience where that particularly works. For me, so there was that one. And then next, I did spend a lot of time with this chonker, which is The Gathering Storm, Book 5 in Crown of Stars. And gosh, I forgot how long Book 4 and 5 are in this series, because this thing is about 900 pages. Like, it is a long, long book. But man, this is such a good one. Child of Flame, I've said, first time through was probably my favorite, but man, I really enjoyed every book so far. And Book 5 is where so many things come together, so it is such an eventful book, and there's so much going on. And I'm having a blast. I knew I was going to have a good time, but I'm having a blast with the buddy reread of these for me. And so I'm really enjoying going through with everybody reading for the first time there. So that was a lot of fun as well. I then did finally, because I'm really late to this, but I did finally read Fleeting Word by Andrew D. Meredith, which is a prequel novella for the Collation Saga. And I love me some Collation Saga. You may already know, I've definitely talked about it before, a time or two, But this one is like I said, a prequel, and we're getting more of the Paladins. And I absolutely love the Paladins. Some of my favorite characters and parts. So getting kind of even more background. Specifically, it's set during the Protectorate Wars too, so we're getting just more of a background of some things that we're seeing where some things started, and I feel like it is definitely like a must-read for fans of the series. It's also something that if you just kind of want to get a feel for the writing style, you could try it out as well, although it's only looking at one kind of segment of the story, since we're just looking at the Paladins, and there are definitely other groups that we're following, but really enjoyable, and had a really good time with that one as well. And then I got to, finally, The Hand That Casts the Bone by H.L. Tinsley. I have been meaning to read this. This is the sequel to We Men of Ash and Shadow. I have been meaning to read this basically since I finished We Men of Ash and Shadow, which was last year sometime. I don't remember exactly when I did it, but it was definitely last year. It's well overdue, and I was really excited to get to this, and just the green color of this just makes it brings this slum to life, I feel like. But this is continuing the very grimdark, and in the sense that it's just a grim world. All the characters are gray. It just feels dirty, grimy, and so much more realistic than some things I've seen with trying to go that route. This one did a couple of interesting things, and I'll probably do a review for this and talk a little bit more, but focuses a lot more in on the characters. If you're a character-focused reader, this sequel, I think, is really going to give you what you're looking for, because the characters were really good in the first one, but this one felt like it focused more. But it also starts to really unravel a little bit more of what makes this a fantasy world, because we have touches of that, but there's definitely more going on than meets the eye. And so this is one of those books where not a ton of stuff happens, but we are learning a lot about the characters in the world, and I just find it so easy to get through, and I'm really interested to see where this goes in the next book as well. So definitely one I will be keeping an eye out for. I'm glad I finally got to this and have read it. Then we have what I have started now, which I'm not very far in, but A Song for Arone by Guy Gabriel Kay. This is one of the few books of his that I didn't have, but I wanted to read this because Joanna has spoken very highly of this. And so I wanted to give this a shot here. So I've only read like the prologue and like the first chapter, and this is a very different feel than Lions of Arson, and I'm not pulled in as immediately, but I'm already kind of interested just because it's doing similarly where it's setting up this unique world and setting. I know this one's going to be pretty music involved as well from what I've heard too, so I'm really interested to see where this one goes. As well, and yeah, I'll whenever I do my next update, I will definitely have some more information there. So otherwise, I also am going to be doing, which I've just kind of barely started to, going to be doing some beta reading for some project by Andrew D. Meredith, which I can't talk a whole lot about right now, but we'll definitely talk about later. The more Meredith, the better, honestly, is usually what I say. So I'll definitely be working on that as well, and I'm very excited for that. And then actually, probably in a couple of days, when it comes out, I will be doing Quaint Creatures, Magical and Mundane, which is Andrew D. Meredith's new sort of like cozy dungeon type thing, and I'm so curious for this one, how this one's going to be, because I know this is something kind of different, but I really enjoyed his stuff, so I'm excited, and I'm planning to do the audio of that, which I also think will be fun because I love his narration, and I feel like there's going to be a lot of really fun voices in this one. I'm just assuming. So I'm really excited to get to that. Then otherwise, looking at the rest of the month, there are a couple things I know I'm going to get to, and the books that I have that I'd like to get to, I mean, I have time. Like I said, it kind of depends when my daughter ends up being born, because that's going to probably kill my reading for at least a little bit there, but we'll see. I'll maybe be able to do some audio or something, you know, throughout the day and everything, but a couple of buddy reads that I still will be getting to include Blood Over Brighthaven by M.L. Wong, which I'm doing buddy read over in Discord for this, and most of you, I think only one person has started yet, so I'm not super behind, but I am really interested to read this one from this author, and this was a gift from a friend who has passed away as well, so this will be one that I'm really excited to read, but I'm going to keep this forever anyway, no matter what happens with the book. I should have mentioned I am reading Song for Arbonne with Andrew from Andrew Specifically Reads as well, so definitely going to be getting to that. And then the fourth Temeraire book, which is something Ivory, I'll put it right here, the fourth Temeraire book, which if Andrew catches up, might be reading with him, but I've been reading those with Murphy as well, and so I'm still interested. The first one's still my favorite, but I like the first three overall, and so interested to see what the fourth book is like. And then I have some other books that are ones that I may get to. First, we have The Dragon's Legacy, Deborah Abel. This one is one I actually planned to do during readathon, but I did not have time based on the size, so I'm excited. I did the first chapter of this one a while back, and it's just beautifully written. Really excited for. Speaking of beautifully written, I have Things of War by E.J. Doble. I just got this one recently, but this one I read the prologue, and I'm just like, ooh, that writing is really pretty as well. So I actually was going to pick this up, but I'm like, I wanted to do something a bit lighter after the readathon, and then I ended up just focusing largely on audio, because sometimes I get slumpy after a readathon, since I wanted to make sure I was focusing on something I know I like, which was a reread, and spend more time there. Next up on review copies is The Failed Technomancer by Boo Ludlow, which I've had for a bit as well. This one's also a bit longer. I might end up doing, it looks like the audio and the ebook are on Everand, so I might multi-format this one and make it more likely to be able to get to it sooner. And then still, someday, perhaps I will get to The Ember Blade, which I was supposed to read last August. A video I did with Andrew, I was supposed to read this one, and I still haven't got to it, so that one will hopefully be coming too. This is another really long one, of course, so I don't know, maybe I'll get like audio and multi-format as well. I'll have to see. I don't have any more credits on Audible, so I've used all my credits lately to pre-order Janny Word's books that are coming out not yet, so I haven't had any for a while. Song for Arbonne is included, so I've done a little bit of that today. I listened to a tiny bit of it as well, but so yeah, those are some things that I am planning on getting to as well. I figured I'd mention those just because I don't know, like I said, if I'll do, I might skip weekly wrap-up next week depending on how much I have, and then we'll kind of go from there. Those are definitely some things. It could be anything random. I have, of course, just a monstrous TBR, so kind of whatever I feel. I'm kind of just mood reading a little bit this month too, and picking up whatever sounds interesting as well. And so, you know, I might have some not for nows, I might have some DNFs, or I might find something else that I really enjoy. But we're getting there. So that's really it for this one, though. So let me know what you read in the last week, or some stuff that you have coming up that you're planning to get to as well, or your thoughts on any of the books that I talked about here. Make sure to give the video a like if you enjoyed it. Check the link in the description, as always, for the Wizard of the Enclave Discord if you want to chat books, whether any of these books, other books, really anything at all. It's a lot of fun. We'd love to have you. And of course, if you enjoy my content, make sure to subscribe.